Good. Hi, and good morning, and welcome to Gentle Yoga. Over the next 45 minutes, we will dive into an intuitive, inviting sequence to really synchronize the body, the breath, and the intuition, that you know, deep wisdom within you. And so, for this practice, we will use definitely a blanket, 2 blocks and a strap, possibly a bolster as a alternative prop if you'd like. So when you're ready, we'll start seated on the mat. You can cross ankles, bring your head tall. If you'd like to bring props underneath your hips, you can do so. Just to offer a little elevation to the hips. And once you have your seat, you can begin to soften your gaze, close your eyes, just take a moment to dive inward and to feel and to sense how you're arriving today. Becoming present to all the sensations and awarenesses within you, offering each one a little space to just be. Offering acceptance to these awarenesses, and maybe a little gratitude for the presence and the opportunity to dive within today. And together, if it's feeling right and good for you, you can begin to just become aware of your breath. Noticing where your breath lands in your body. Is it in your chest, in your throat? Do you have deep, right, slow belly breaths, nourishing and filling your body? And if you can, and again, if it feels in alignment with where you are today, you can bring your breath into your ribs. And we're going to become present to the earth, the bones, the structure within us. And that's your bones, that's your muscles, it's all the physical parts and pieces of you that can be seen. That's the earth, the element of earth within you. And so together, maybe you can begin to breathe into your ribs. And as you do so, if it's helpful, if it'll allow you to ground a little bit more, then you can bring your hands onto your ribs and expand the ribs with your breath. Allowing each breath to be full and open. Allowing each breath to empty all the way. And continuing to cultivate the breath. Allowing expansion, allowing presence, allowing awareness. To offer this openness. And with it, a greater sense of connection within. Right, or not, or not. And we'll slowly move in that direction. Let's offer 3 more breaths. Into the ribs, into the lungs. Feeling the rise and the fall of the breath. And then maybe stacking hands on heart. And as we enter into this practice, allowing your body, allowing your mind, allowing your the earth within you, to come into a sense of gratitude, of presence, of curiosity, of the willingness to try. Allowing that to land in your heart, coloring and flavoring it with your intention for this practice. And together, we'll open with a letting go breath. Inhale. And on your exhale, sigh it out. There it is. You bring your hands behind your hips, take your feet nice and wide. We're going to move very intuitively. So, taking your time and allowing your body and mind and breath to sync up. On each inhale, your knees come back to center. On your exhale, they drop to a side. Doesn't matter which side. Inhaling up through center and exhaling over to the other side. Perfect. And just follow your breath. Take it slow, or, follow where you are. If you're feeling a little anxious, a little mobile, then you move at the pace that offers you a space to sync up. And then you can slowly bring it back down. And what we want here is to feel supported in the arm bones and feel supported in the hips. And so that might mean removing the blanket. Just keep it nearby because we will come back to it. Knowing that the more you can bring attention and awareness to the movement of the body, to the rise and fall of the knees, to the rise and fall of the breath, and the more we get into the practice that we're offering ourselves today. Inhaling up, exhaling down. And then from here, you get to work with the body and you get to work with the breath to really cultivate and curate the version of this movement, right? That is honor of where you are today. And so maybe as your knees drop to a side, you can draw the arm across the body. Inhaling back through center, inhaling knees up, exhaling down, exhaling arm across the body. And again, this is like a slow motion paddle. You imagine yourself moving through delightfully salty water, slow motion. Pedaling. And then from here, again, if it's feeling interesting and good to you, you can bring your hips up, elevate your hips, and lift your arm up and back the next time you reach a side. And you can offer this one, see how it feels, try it on, and then leave it behind. Today in this practice, and in all gentle and all yoga practices, the goal and the practice here is to come into alignment with where you are and to offer your body something that is delicious and inviting. Not trying to color or change it just because it's offered, just because someone else is moving that way. We can be in sync with one another. We all have our own individual bodies and our own individual needs. And those needs and bodies shift and change over time. And so the next time your knees land to a side, I'm going to turn so that you can see me better. Next time your knees land to a side, let's pause there. framing knee with the two hands. And then from here, really allowing your feet to and legs to fall into a comfortable alignment, checking the knees, making sure they feel safe and protected. And you want to be leaning your body weight into the forward knee and thigh. And with the hands framing the knee, we'll begin with the nose and continue this intuitive movement as you curl your nose down towards your heart and curl your nose down to your knee, inhaling up, lifting up on your inhale, exhale, curling down, diving down, and continuing this sensation of swimming, diving through the water, moving nice and slow, and allowing the body and the breath to fall into alignment, into synchronicity as you breathe and move. And at any time, if you'd like, you can pause this movement, maybe pausing in the lifted position, maybe pausing with your heart uh, landing on your thigh or anywhere in between. I'll offer 3 more slow motion dives and then also pause. And as you land, maybe bring forearms onto the earth. And this is where that bolster option is really handy, the bolster or the blanket. And you can place it underneath your forearms. And just allow yourself to sink into support. If that's not for you, or if you'd like to just bring your forehead onto the bolster, forearms on the earth, just find a space where you can land and feel the connection and the presence of the earth, and the connection and the presence of your supports, the strength and the structure of your bones and your body, and the space and the spaciousness to soften into place. Let's breathe. And one more breath in this shape. Exhaling, letting it go all the way. Ah. Slowly pressing through your hands, coming back up to your seat. You can transition your bolster predictively to the other side. Maybe windshield wiper your knees once in each direction. And when you're ready, dropping your knees to the side, framing the knee with your two hands. Again, taking a moment to find the structure and the support that serves your body in this shape and on this side. And I will turn a bit so that I can see. And then from here, framing the knee with the hands, inhale to lengthen, maybe pause here, almost like an upward dog in the heart and the chin and the lift of the front side of the body. And then on your exhale, you can use your nose, turning down to your chin, diving down to the knee, and inhaling back up again. And if it helps to make an audible breath, you make your breath audible like ocean waves. The Ujjayi breath. Following this movement, this motion, as long as it serves you. Remembering that we are syncing up body and breath and mind. And so each one has a bit of adjusting to do to come into sync and to become in that oneness, that union, that yoke, that bringing together. That is yoga. Let's do 4 more here. Again, following this as long as you'd like. Pausing as you'd like. Allowing the body and the breath and the wisdom within you to all move together. And the next time you land on the earth, bring your forearms onto the ground. This time I'll demonstrate with the block if you prefer to use that for your support. Block can come underneath the forehead, and the body is resting here. And with support for the forehead, for the third eye, right, that temple or the space in between your eyebrows, your forehead, landing on support, landing on a block, landing on a bolster. And really allow the back of your head to release. Allow your neck to release. Allow your shoulders to melt. Allow your whole body to soften as best you can, surrendering to this shape and allowing. As we provide support for the structure, as we provide breath and synchronized movement for the body, as we allow the mind through breath to move with the body. A deeper piece of you, that wisdom and has the support, the safety to bubble up to the surface. And it's that wisdom that inner wisdom, right? Your intuition that we cultivate and evoke in this practice today. Let's offer one nice letting go breath here. Breathing in through the nose, sighing it out. Slowly pressing palms into the earth, slowly rising up. Transitioning now, moving blocks to the side. And then bringing hands onto the earth. And we'll turn hips and come right into a tabletop shape. Pressing palms into the ground. Strengthening through the belly, drawing it into the spine. Offer yourself a moment to find length, tailbone to the crown of your head. Pressing into the earth, strengthening through the shoulders. And once you land here, building in that structure, building in that support, squeezing belly into spine, using the strength and the support of the bones and the earth within you. Let's extend one leg back. I usually start on the right side, so you can join me extending right leg long. And if you'd like, maybe shifting a little forward and back, maybe lifting the leg up, maybe adding circles or rotations in the ankle or in the thigh. Stirring your leg or femur bone around in your hip socket like a long handled spoon. Offering yourself the support and the encouragement and the openness in whatever shape you choose to strengthen, to build, to engage, to become present to. And if you'd like, here, pressing one hand into the ground, you can also extend the opposite arm long. So with right leg long, left arm is reaching. And the belly, right, the connection point between the two, stays strong as we breathe. One more inhale. And on your exhale, let's touch elbow to knee. Building structure, building support. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to squeeze the two together. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to squeeze. Last one. Inhale. Exhale to squeeze. Inhale, extend it both limbs long, and then exhale, left hand onto the earth. Right leg is still lifted. We're going to turn toes out to the side and then kick the right leg out to the right and plant it on the earth. This is where it might be helpful to have your blocks, maybe bringing them underneath your left hand. And then when you're ready, with left hand on the block, we'll reach right arm up and expand open. Finding spaciousness, finding connection, anchoring into the earth and lifting up through the heart and the fingertips. Breathe. One more breath here. On your exhale, listen closely. Let's bring right hand onto the thigh. Inhale, left arm up. So reversing this motion. Pressing into left shin, left knee, lifting up and open through the left side, maybe lifting straight up, so building strength on one side, maybe arching and reaching over across the body, finding a side body stretch as you breathe as you expand. One more breath here. And then slowly bringing hands back down to the earth. Sending right leg back, maybe extending it long for one more breath, and then dropping it down onto the earth. Let's come through 3 cat and cows, dropping belly, lifting head, breathing in. Exhale, round and empty. Inhale. Again, following your body and allowing the breath to come and the motion to follow the breath wherever it leads you. Pressing down into the earth, both hands now firmly on the ground. Reestablish that connection with all 10 fingertips, gripping into the mat, the whole palms of both hands gripping into the earth, anchoring through the right knee and shin and the top of the right foot, and then extending left leg long. And beginning again here in a way that offers options, opportunity, the space to explore and to notice how your body on this side now lands. Knowing that each side is different, we have 2 sides. They are not exactly symmetrical, they are not exactly even. And so offering each side the opportunity to come into its own expression. Maybe lifting the leg, maybe rotating the ankle. Again, I'm just providing options here, and you can really cultivate and curate an experience on your mat that is truly in honor of where you are and how you land and what you are needing today. And again, maybe rotating that femur bone like a long handled spoon, keeping the strength in the belly, keeping the integrity in the structure. And then when you're ready, again, if this is serving you, you can keep the left leg lifted. And at this point, if you wanted to balance your table, you could. If not, you can always keep the leg extended or come back into your regular old tabletop. Maybe do some cat and cows. You need to curate at this point the experience that is best serving you, and know that, this class is recorded. You can always come back and offer yourself a different expression, a different version of the same experience, honoring the variability of your body and your breath and your needs, right? And your desires. Your next inhale, let's extend a little farther. Exhale, again, follow me if you'd like. You can touch elbow to knee. Inhale to lengthen, and we'll offer that 4 more times. Following the breath, really squeezing and toning through the belly, building the structure and the strength of the core, building in the muscles and the connections that support balance, strengthen the body, and strengthen and support the lower back. Last one. Squeezing, touching the two together. Inhale to lengthen, lengthen. And just as we did before, right palm plants on the earth, left toes turn out to the left, kick the left leg out to the side, planted on the earth. For some reason, it's giving my hips a little bit of a funky movement. So feel free to allow your body to adapt to the shape and slowly come into the shape as it feels best for you. Maybe bringing a block underneath the right hand. And again, slowly lifting left arm up and now turning and expanding. So the right arm and the left fingertips are all in one long open line as you turn your heart to the left side, as you lift up and open, as you offer expansion, a little delight on this Friday morning. And we breathe. And as always, you can bring hand onto the hip if that is serving you better. You can come out of the shape altogether if that's serving you better. You can do entirely your own thing if that is serving you better. One more breath in this shape. Staying strong here, allowing the muscles to adapt, and then bringing left hand onto left thigh. Again, taking your time, reaching right arm up. You can see my body is in one long line, and I'm lifting up here. Core is strong. Belly drawing into spine, lifting up through the fingertips. And if you'd like, if you can keep the integrity of the shape, keep the strength in the belly, you can try to reach up and over a little bit, just a little bit, offering a side stretch on the right side. And at any time, if you'd like, another option is to bring your hand behind your head and just lift up through the elbow, which sometimes can intensify the shape. But it can also offer some relief to the arm and the shoulders, which we are very kindly offering plenty of engagement to in this practice today. Let's offer one more breath here. And then slowly unwind yourself, planting palms back firmly on the earth, sending left leg long, offering a breath here, and then dropping down to hands and knees. Inhaling through cow, exhaling through cat. And then coming back to center. And here, just for a moment, if you'd like, you can either shift your hips back and come into a child's pose, just offering some relief for the hips. And if and when you're ready, and if you'd like, you can also find your way to a downward dog. If you follow me to downward dog, press into your hands and into your arms. Press into your shoulders, and as best you can, feet come wide, bend knees. We're prioritizing arms and shoulders here, offering them some relief and release, and also just being present to the engagement and the strength and the length in the spine, so that from the press of the fingertips through the squeeze of the shoulder blades up through the lift of the tailbone and the hips, we are long and strong and straight. And of course, at any time, find child's pose, find a different shape, modify, adjust, adapt. Let's breathe. Last breath in. Exhale it out. Let's walk hands up to feet. Take your time. Slowly inch toes back to hips with distance, pressing into both feet, hands crawl onto shins, halfway lift. Exhale, fold to the earth. Let's do that twice more. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold, release, let it go. Perfect. Last one, inhale. Exhale, let it go. Draw it down, press through both feet, rise up. Breathe in, reach up high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's breathe in. Sigh it out. We have just like 2 minutes up here in standing. And I wanted to offer a bit of balance. This is an exercise you can do if you have a wall nearby. By all means, you can use that wall to kind of play with balance a bit. And if you want, you can modify and adjust as you desire. We're going to start on the left side, and we're going to offer, I don't know, 3, maybe 4 stages of some version of tree or not crane. I always want to say the wrong one. Stork pose. There we go. All right, so starting with your left foot firmly planted on the earth, lift up all 5 toes and fan them back down. Heel and ball of foot pressing into the ground. Squeeze the thigh on the thigh bone. Squeeze belly into spine. We're building this structure, right? Just as we did on the earth, just as we did in our tabletop, but just in a different expression. In many ways, very similar poses. So pressing in through that left foot and then starting to lift up onto the ball of the right foot, beginning there, and knowing how by prioritizing your core, you're offering more support and structure for the body. And if you'd like, you can come up onto the tippy toes, or what I like to call the dancer point, right? The very top of the big toe. And then from here, if you'd like, if it's still serving you and you'd like to bring this shape a little bit farther, you can either lift the knee up to hip height, engage the foot. So now really using the squeeze of the thighs, the strength of the belly. And if you'd like, you can come into a tree pose. So bringing a foot onto the leg, either the shin or the thigh. It doesn't matter which shape you choose. You can have hands on hips. You can bring them out like a W. You can reach them up to the sky, right? There are so many options. I'm really enjoying catching the head, the back of my head in my hands lately. And for me, it's offering this really nice release in the shoulders and the neck as I scrunch over screens for a few too many hours each day. And whatever you choose, know that you can shift and change it as many times as you'd like. Let's offer 4 more breaths. Both relaxing into the shape and also strengthening into the shape, right? Providing that dance and that balance that we offer ourselves in this practice. And when you're ready, you can release, whew, and shake out your standing leg, that left leg. Let it go. And then come to the other side. And this is why, we're holding this for a bit of time. So it can be nice to use the wall because you can really feel into the structure of the body and allow it to adapt and shift as we hold, right? As we build strength, lifting up all 5 now right toes, placing them back down on the earth, ball and heel of foot pressing, outside and inside edges of the foot pressing, squeezing thigh on thigh bone. strengthening through the belly, through the structure of the belly, lengthening through the crown of your head, finding your space here, maybe coming onto the ball of the left foot, maybe coming on to the dancer point. And really choosing here the stage and the shape and the option that is going to serve you today. Maybe lifting up the knee and engaging the foot. Maybe staying here, maybe lengthening up through the arms, maybe choosing your tree pose. Right? Allowing this shape to be whatever it is for you. Allowing each side to be unique and a little different. Allowing possibility rather than conformity, curiosity rather than expectation. And let's breathe and explore and allow all possibilities to be present, knowing that what comes next is a lot of gentle release, like the final effort before rest. Last breath here. Awesome. Let's release. Way to go. Shake out your leg, your standing leg. Let it all go. You can shift your hips in some circles. Moving in both directions. And then, for the sake of a little breath and alignment, inhale, send your arm bones up to the sky. Exhale, dive to the earth. Inhale to your halfway lift. Hands plant, walk your feet back. Take some time, drop knees, and then slow lower, dive into the earth, find the ground. Let's come into a low cobra just for a moment, pressing both palms into the ground, sending elbows back, just 3 breaths here, dropping hips into the ground, pressing the tops of the feet and lifting up through the heart. Breathe. Last breath in. Exhale, let it go. Let's bend knees, windshield wiper legs side to side. A little nod to how we began this practice today. And then when you're ready, have your strap, have your bolster and your blocks nearby, just in case. You want to be prepared for whatever supports and comforts you might desire as we come into rest. But we will use the strap. You can come onto your back, draw knees into chest. And take a moment to rock and roll side to side. And I'll just offer this for a couple of brief breaths. But by all means, if you'd like to linger in any of these shapes, you are more than welcome to. Maybe bringing knees and ankles together and just offering this delicious rotation. Making circles with the knees as your hips and shoulders land on the earth. Making sure to move in both directions. It's a gentle release. And just like sand castles along the ocean shore, we build structures grain by grain. We sculpt them, create them, allow them to rise and lift, knowing that as the tide rises and shifts, and the structures are then released, deconstructed, and brought back down into the ocean, into the evenness and the blank canvas of the ocean bed. When you're ready, you can bring your strap into the ball of your right foot, maybe floss a bit. Just rubbing the strap along the sole of the right foot, waking it up every little square inch. And then when you're ready, crawling your hands up close to your foot so that your arms can lay and linger and draw back down to the earth without effort. Left foot can be on the ground, left leg can be extended. This is your choice. Breathing here for just a moment to open up and release the back of the right leg. Maybe if you'd like, starting to draw toes up towards the top of your head. Again, releasing effort in your arms as much as you can. Breathing in the length of your leg. And then exhale through center, maybe bringing the foot just an inch or two across the body, just enough to offer sensation to the outside of the thigh. And again, we breathe here, offering the breath to the outside of the leg. And let it go. Yeah. And then bringing the strap into the right hand and drawing the right leg out to the right. Again, drawing the strap in towards the body so that your foot feels supported to extend, to open to the degree that feels good and right for you today, opening up through the inside of the thigh, the inside the length of the leg, offering breath there through the whole length of the inside of the leg. And let it go. Slowly coming up through center, releasing the foot, giving the knee a squeeze, releasing the leg down to the earth, and then switching sides. Ball of left foot, again, maybe flossing the sole of the left foot, offering sensation, presence, and awareness to the sole of the left foot. And then when you're ready, crawling your hands up close to the foot and wrapping the strap around the palms, letting the arms be heavy. Maybe bringing the toes up towards the top of the head, breathing in the length of the leg. And letting it go. Foot can go across the body, again, opening and offering up some spaciousness to the outside of the left leg. One long breath. And then lastly, bringing the strap into the left hand, wrapping it around the left palm, sending left leg out to the left. To the degree that honors where you are today and to the degree that feels good and right for you in this moment. Offering breath in this shape. And then letting it go. Releasing the strap, releasing the knee, sending both legs long, and now setting yourself up for a delicious and delightful Shavasana and final resting pose. Maybe bringing a blanket onto the hips. They've done a fair amount of the hips and the pelvis, offering a fair amount of release and comfort to the pelvic bowl and the belly and the core that has served and supported you through the movements that we have made today. Offering yourself one more breath in, nice big breath, nice big nourishing breath. Maybe sighing it out. And from here, in your final resting pose, you can follow my words or just allow the whole world to tune out. And diving into your own awareness, your own practice, your own sensations and feelings. Coming back to the presence and the awareness of the element of earth in the body, the bones, structures, all the visible building blocks of the physical body that you possess, that you reside in, honoring and becoming aware of that element of earth. And then drawing your attention to the waters, the water that resides within you, that hydrates and nourishes the cells, the organs, the waters you feel on the tip of your tongue and the back of your throat, honoring the element of water within you that moves and shifts with tides and moon cycles, and then becoming present and aware to the element of fire within you. Fire that guides digestion, transformation, shift of food from something that is ingested to something that is transformed to energy, to life, to possibility. And becoming present and aware to the element of air within you, the breath that nourishes your cells, that fills your lungs, and the breath that is always occurring unconsciously and keep you alive and moving, present. And last, becoming aware of the element of space. The space in between each cell, the space in between each organ, the space in between each finger and each toe, the space within you and the space around you. The caverns, the openness, the spaciousness. Knowing that each element that makes up this single body is what makes up this entire planet and the universe. You are a microcosm, a small slice of all that is the macrocosm. And then in honor of the universe of you, we'll slowly begin to deepen breath and bring movement to fingers and toes. And begin to bend knees if that feels good and right for you. And if you'd like, you can maybe roll to a side. Pausing here. And as you are ready, truly taking your time and coming in your time, maybe arriving at a seat, maybe staying exactly where you are, allowing your body to find a form and position that allows you to seal this practice with integrity, with care, with compassion. Coming back to the intentions, the wishes, the desires that we began with, presence awareness, that deep wisdom within you, which is now more present, which has the safe space of structure and support and openness to bubble up and come to the surface. And in honor of that wisdom that is you, We'll close this practice with a final Om. Let's take a breath in together. Bringing thumb knuckles together up to forehead centered. Together, we'll take a final breath in. On our exhale, as we bow, we say, Namaste. Namaste, dear yogis. Please take your time, enjoy. Thank you for practicing with me today, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Be well.